Joining me now is the CTV National News Washington Bureau Chief, Joy Malbon. She joins us from Lviv in western Ukraine. Joy, can you give us the situation there and the latest situation on the war?
Evan, Lviv has been considered a very safe haven for a lot of people, for refugees. It's in the north and the northwest, but it does feel that that is changing, that war is on the doorstep, especially after that military strike yesterday at the military base where NATO forces, including Canadian soldiers, used to train. It is very close to the Polish border, and the Russians said, look, this is a legitimate target for us because you are bringing in weapons and you are bringing in supplies to help the Ukrainians fight. And yet at the same time here in Lviv, life is going on as normal. People go about their business. Yesterday I was at a church and there was a bride and a groom getting married. Ulana was thrilled to death when I spoke to her, her new groom, her new husband. And yet the stunning reality in all of this is that she said that her husband, now a soldier, is off to war as of today.
Off to war. Meantime, Joy, talks have stalled again between Russia and Ukraine, although they're high-level talks. Give us a sense of is there any hope that these could lead to some de-escalation as Russia continues to do the opposite and escalate the bombings throughout the country?
Well, that is the strangest thing. It's the fourth round of peace talks and negotiations, and yet at the same time, the relentless shelling. I've seen, cities ravaged in the south, buildings on fire, civilians targeted, and yet here they are trying to talk peace. Now, the Ukrainians were saying they were somewhat positive, somewhat optimistic, but of course they want the Russians out. They want the military machine gone. They want a ceasefire. There have been very few safe corridors for people to flee. And yet, when I've spoken to some of the refugees here, I ask them about the peace talks. Are they optimistic? And they just kind of make a face because they're not too hopeful. But at the same time, let's be optimistic. They're still talking.
Yeah, they're still talking, and again, you never know if it's a pretext to more attacks or there's some progress, but the Ukrainians are speaking. President Zelensky will be speaking to Parliament tomorrow. Joy Malbon joins us from Lviv. Has been a safe city, but obviously very, very dangerous situation there. Thanks, Joy.